I've been mining cryptocurrencies full time for about 5 years. The mining landscape, the crypto mining landscape, whether it's Bitcoin mining, Ethereum mining, GPU mining, CPU mining, FPGA mining, hard drive mining, or even mining with the radios these days. The landscape has changed so much. It's so different. Today I want to talk about just how much it's changed, how it's changed me, how it's also kind of changed our lives, and above all, not only what I've learned, but really just my 2 cents on what I would do differently in retrospect, and how I'm kind of operating moving forward. I'm not quitting mining. I love mining. It's incredible. But just as easily as you could earn easy passive income from home with your little robotic employees, you can also buy things and do things, well, you'll never make your money back. So I hope that this video can save you from those pitfalls and help you reach higher highs. My name's Vosk. I'm going to be your host today. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, and you may be like, what? You're the host, but don't you the... No, I'm not the owner. Wow, he must be new here. It's Tails, our resident Shiba Inu, the owner of the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Slap that subscribe button, but first, we're gonna be like turtles in time. We're going back down memory lane. The VoskCoin YouTube channel was originally born out of just doing some vlogging and video documentation and creating some basic tutorials on some of my early mining stuff. Back then, there was not much of it. There was especially no shorter videos that were how to build a GPU mining rig, or hey, I bought this ASIC miner. It cost me this much. I got it from here and it's earning this much. I'm kind of hungry. Oh gosh, this much. It's earning this much. And just, I don't know, I just kind of want to set out, document the journey, and whether I, reached riches or I failed miserably, I wanted to just leave my little video trail and see where it goes. And so my mining journey began. I didn't have much money, didn't have much expertise. I was a noob. I was green. I was a low level. I was a novice, but guess what? I was bold. I was aggressive. I've always been the aggressive type. And so I set off on my little journey, my stick over my shoulder, my little bag of everything I ever had, and a couple credit cards and a couple more credit cards I opened, swiped up, and amassed debt building out a mining farm, converting an Amish shed into a shed mining farm. So much fun, so incredible. Right now I'm building my 3.0 version of our mining farm, solar powered. Oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. But zooming out, right? Back then there wasn't a lot of information, and fortune favored the bold. The sooner you got in, the better. You fast forward today, that's still kind of true, but there's almost too much information now. There's a bunch of dated info. There's too many noobs running around acting like they're spitting facts. I live this shit, bro. Day in, day out. I'm not saying I know more than everybody, but I know something, that's for sure. And let me just kind of rattle off some facts. CPU mining right now and in the foreseeable future is nothing more than a speculative side gig. You don't build out a CPU mining farm at home. My opinion, but I literally bet on that fact. But there are some fun coins to spec mine. However, I don't want to get on the topic of cryptocurrencies. I don't want to be accused of shilling anything. This is just higher level experience, reflection, and whatever else. So if you want to talk what's the next exciting spec coin to mine, join the VoskCoin Discord server. I'll link it out down in the video description below. We also have a forum, VoskCoin Talk. You'd be best to join it. FPGA mining, field programmable gate arrays. They're kind of like GPUs on steroids, but like the user experience is awful. That was my biggest losing mining venture. I actually still made money, overall, but like so much time wasted, so much frustration. It's like the boys club. You got to be in 7 layers deep to get the best bit stream to mine the coin before someone else is, but you got to be fast because ASIC miners are coming, and ASIC miner can do anything an FPGA can 1,000 times better. And an ASIC is an application-specific integrated circuit. It's actually a chip, an ASIC chip. ASIC miners are just miners with a bunch of chips in them, or really hash boards, right? So Bitcoin mining is industrialized. It's the highest level of mining. People build Bitcoin miners, and that's all they do. You know, you're not going to be spinning up Pokemon Arceus or Fortnite or Dota Underlords. What do the kids play these days? Terraria? Just kidding, I know it's not that one. But let's zoom out and break it down for a second. So if you don't know, right? So if we look at like each stage of mining. So you can be CPU mined, and then you can be GPU mined, and then you can be FPGA mined, and then you can be ASIC mined. There's some spin-offs like hard drive mining, and then like helium mining with little radios basically. Those kind of just, they aren't in this little line. If a GPU can mine your coin, it's going to be better than your CPU. If an FPGA can mine your coin, it's going to be better than your CPU and GPU. If an ASIC miner can mine your coin, it's going to be better than all of those. Traditionally speaking, there's been a couple rare cases and whatever, but 99 out of 100 times that is going to be the case. It's safe to assume that if the algorithm was not specifically built for hardware with extensive testing, and even then, probably not even going to last long term, super long term, like talking several years, it's not going to even last on that hardware. For example, Monero XMR, the most popular CPU mineable coin, built their algorithm specifically, the latest iteration of it, around CPUs. They wanted to target that hardware to diversify and decentralize, right? That's great. Something like Eagle Song for Nervos Network, which was an altcoin that came out a few years ago. It was GPU mined, and then FPGA mined, and then ASIC mined, all within a very short span. And actually, so that, I guess, I don't know, that's my history lesson, right? But moving forward, we put in the chapter here. The landscape has changed so much with how many coins you can mine and speculation and this and that. Like the way people get into tokens in this era, NFTs, you know, a lot of people like to call them shit coins, right? Or, you know, speculative coins, altcoins, low cap coins, next hidden gem, right? We used to have stuff like that, but it was all mineable, right? People were forking Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and they were launching mineable coins. Some succeeded, most didn't, just like most tokens won't succeed. And that made it so exciting. I remember stacking up some stupid coins. I feel so stupid in retrospect. I was stacking up Dubai coins. Like Dubai coin is gonna be the next one. Or this cute little one with a cat on it. Did actually mega pump later on, but of course I sold too soon, you paper-handed fool. That was like the 2017 era of mining, especially GPU mining. It was incredible, such a heyday, so profitable. You're making crazy money with graphics cards. You're mining a large amount of coins, and there were so many different coins to mine. And honestly, you would go from anywhere between making, you know, good money, great money, stupid money, and getting lucky and wow, dumb money. And then you fast forward and just like no coins are launching with proof of work. There's been a lot of attacks on proof of work and being unsustainable and consuming energy. That whole narrative pushes many different projects away. Then there's the scalability. It is harder to scale proof of work, but people are not actively focusing on and developing that. You may be like, oh, Lightning Network, bro. Forget about it. That's like a secondary layer solution. I'm talking about like a proof of work blockchain that scales on its own. Okay, new stuff. When you look at staking, right, we have validator nodes, and basically these projects, they just mint their coins. It's centralized, it's easy, they get a bigger level of control. It's really all better for them and actually worse for you, the consumer. Mining's incredible. It's decentralized, grassroots kind of marketing approach, right? Got my gaming PC behind me, and I could just turn that on. I could be CPU mining a new speculative CPU mineable coin, right? And then I could load a couple extra HDDs in there, some hard drives, right? Stacking up the TVs, baby. And then I could plot them. I could start mining a hard drive mineable coin. I could do that simultaneously, most likely. Then I could have a couple graphics cards in there. I could be GPU mining a coin. I could even do all of this in tandem. I could be speculative mining, right? because most of these would probably be obscure. But let's even say they weren't, right? Say they were all Bitcoins. I guess then it'd be just mining, not spec mining. All right, so I could be mining 3 different cryptocurrencies with hardware and a rig I already have in my house. That's really cool. That's incredible. That's an interesting pitch case of, hey man, you know, my gaming buddy, you should mine this coin. It's pretty cool. It's doing X, Y, Z. I think it's gonna take off, or maybe you can just make some coin, or you know, make some dollars, or just kind of get your hardware working for you. Turn your hardware into your employee, your little robotic employee. Earn passive income mining cryptocurrencies from home. Wow, like that is so cool. The best thing you can do long term is get into a project, get involved, contribute, right? Not just with your hash rate and your hardware, but join their Discord, see if you can help out with something, write an article explaining the basics around it. Like, get involved, find some passion, contribute. Don't just be a leech. Don't just mine coins and dump them all and then wonder why, oh, I can't believe mining's going away. What have you ever done for the proof of work mining ecosystem? All you ever did was buy stuff with dollars and dump it for dollars. And don't get me wrong, I've been wronged by very many projects over the years. So I dump a lot more coins than I hold these days, but I'm dumping coins for other coins. You know, I'm paying off rigs, and that's the best advice I could ever give any current or future cryptocurrency miner. Let's say you put 500 bucks in, you buy a Helium miner. If you're wondering which one, the Bobcat Miner 300 is the best by far, or you can buy one secondhand on something like eBay. I'll drop those links down below. Please use them and support the channel if you enjoyed the video at all. It helps us make content. I aim to publish videos daily here. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but it's actually pretty daunting. But that's a device that's 500 bucks. So mine $500 worth of Helium HNT coins. Dump it for $500. Pay off your rig, break even. You're good, feel good about it. And from there you can be bold. From there you can stack up these coins and hold them as long as you want to. Wait for hopefully future all-time highs. Get a price point in mind. Maybe start mining and stacking so many that you start being able to stake them on their network, because there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that allow staking, and you know, you can provide liquidity and yield farming. Basically earn interest on your coins. I like to just kind of get all these different income earning, you know, mechanisms in play. So I have hardware in my house mining coins. And I take those coins, I lend them out, I earn interest on them. Right, then I provide liquidity. I'm earning basically interest and money that way. I'm yield farming, earning high DeFi, degen rates on stuff. You know, I try to sell highs, as everyone does, but you have to have that like in your mindset, man. If you're not thinking about it, you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna make the play. You can't just be sitting idly by and then be like, oh, I can't believe I missed all-time high. But if you don't care and you're going super long term, you're most likely going to do very well anyway. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I feel like it's just not talked about enough, and it can be broken down into like a simple concept and mindset and things like this. And I personally think there's some kind of balance that I've really learned. Because I used to be stupid bullish, trying to contribute, and then, you know, like projects like Zen Trash just, you know, threw me to the curb, and, you know, Z Trash did a terrible job as well. Among numerous other mineable cryptocurrencies then. So evaluate a cryptocurrency. If they don't care, and I don't really want to trash a bunch of coins in this video and hype up other ones in comparison so much. I want you to get out there, do your own research, and form your own opinions. If you stick around long enough, you'll definitely hear my opinion on everything eventually. So my thing here, right, is do some research, evaluate. Do they care about the miners? Do they ever even talk about the miners? If a project doesn't care about the miners, dump them to hell, right? I take profits on all of my Ethereum I mine, and it's beautiful. I love it. I think it's a blast. Because Ethereum and their developers, they crap talk their miners. They don't support them. They don't care about them. They think they're overpaid. The community was weaponized against miners. They're toxic towards them. And it's just astonishing. Instead of being this super cool team that's collaborating, it's this side and this side, and we go tribal again. Way to go, humans. Wow, you're fighting over dumb stuff again. Looking like Jerry from Rick and Morty with your boom boom stick. Well, guess what? You're stupid. You're fighting within crypto. Inner crypto violence. Have we learned nothing ever? But here I am, rejoicing in the violence. Part of the problem. A cruel fate. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. And not to take a very, you know, famous quote there, or even cliche, or, you know, you're probably laughing at me or thinking I sound ridiculous, but it's so true, right? You either die an altruistic, just passionate miner, especially if you were GPU mining over the last couple of years, or you die. You become a villain. You become a dumper. You're no longer a pumper, you're a dumper. Your mother would be so ashamed of you. But in all seriousness, to bring it back, right? So my point here is, look at projects that actually care about and value their miners. I'm not trying to show this coin. I couldn't care less if you go and buy it. But a project that I have noticed actually take a stance and support their miners, right, is Nervos Network, CKB. Look at the way that they talk about and treat their miners. We actually had them on the channel a while ago and interviewed them, and they said, yeah, we're sticking with proof of work, and we're going to say that. Compare that with Ethereum, who has been working as hard as they can to move away from proof of work and continue to take away mining earnings and either burn the coins, enriching Ethereum whales, or pay out Ether to Ethereum stakers and their validators, or big nodes, right? Which in turn are also bigger holders of their cryptocurrency. So compare and contrast those two, right? And Mr. Vitalik Buterin, shout out to the dude with that username. He gets all credit for that one. Hilarious. I miss you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Speaking of comments, actually, drop a comment below. Let me know your favorite mineable cryptocurrency and your least favorite mineable cryptocurrency, and drop your Ethereum address since we're on the topic of Ether. So if you look at it, there's been these recent headlines and stuff like Vitalik Buterin working to fix the cryptocurrency that he created that's destroying the world now. Like all this ridiculousness. But he's taking this really firm stance against it, yet he benefited and profited off of proof of work just to turn around, abandon it, spit in its face. And you can do evolution and this and that, whatever, but just the goalposts have been moved 27 times. Anyway, I don't even want to get on this topic, but just, look into it. You'll see what I mean eventually. It depends how much you want to get into this and care. Another big thing to note here, how the landscape has changed, is the big industrial mining farms, right? So I've watched personally, I've interviewed, I've talked, I've had calls, we've got the inside scoop, whatever. I learned a vast amount of information with our mining farm tours series, and we've recently toured some more farms, and we have more farms on the books to be toured here soon. Talking to these guys, you learn so much. It's insane, right? And you learn about like big money moves and big money play, right? People throwing hundreds of millions of dollars around. I'm just out here trying to throw hundreds of dollars around, okay? And you see that so many of these big time, these investors, especially the people that just don't even care about crypto, right? They put big money in and they want to take big money out. They don't care about contributing. They don't care about the ecosystem. And it's actually like the death and decay and cancer of proof of work mining, right? If you build out a $100 million mining farm for Bitcoin and all you do is mine Bitcoin, you sell, you pay it all off, and then you just keep selling, you just keep profiting and profiting and profiting. And that's it. That's the whole freaking business. There's no stacking. There's no, okay, we did good, we made money. Here are some grants on behalf of Bitcoin mining number 27, right? I'm not here to name names today, but there's no contribution. You're just a leech. And honestly, if you want to make any pitch against proof of work, it's actually against stuff like that happening. Obviously, there's a centralization risk and concern, trying to co-opt the chain, 51% of tax. People don't even talk about those anymore. It's pretty funny. We live in an era where what's the next big NFT collection, right? What NFT are celebs buying? They all look like monkeys now. No, we're going back to pixel art. Get the punks on the line.
Hey guys, it's Ms. Vosk here to tell you about CDK Token. CDK is an app, token, and ICO led by a French startup called Codenect. CDK lets its users centralize their vehicle information by tokenizing their vehicles. By doing this, it allows users to buy or sell the vehicle in the form of an NFT, store information about the vehicle on the blockchain, optimize its behavior, and more. It looks like they also have plans for a DAO and token staking in the future. You can learn more about the token whitelist and their upcoming ICO by visiting the website in the video description below. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before investing.
I guess for me personally, I'm actually less bullish than ever on crypto mining, which makes me sad. And spec mining continues to the atmosphere and opportunities continue to decrease and degrade. I hope to bring a project to market in the sometime future that could hopefully change this. Not the point of today's video though, we'll see where things go. However, I'm very interested still in mining. I love the aspect, the concept. So that's why I'm still moving forward with building out a solar powered Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency mining farm. All I have to do is pay off my solar panels, free electricity. I plug in rigs on whatever coins. You know, again, obviously Bitcoin is one of the first coins that comes to mind due to its age, its profitability, how much money it puts out in just mining, earnings daily, minted coins. It's the safe bet. It's what I should build a core, the backbone of this around. Add some altcoins to it, right? Start mining some Dogecoin and many other different cryptocurrencies. Stack up the coins, pay off the hardware. Then I just got stuff working for me. I got paid off employees with paid off solar panels. I'm mining with free rigs, basically, using free electricity. It's the freaking dream. It's not going to be that easy, though. It's going to be a lot of upfront costs, and it's going to be a lot of work. And this is still new, exciting, and speculative. If you are getting into mining now, you are still early, which that's crazy, right? You are still early. However, interesting forms of mining, I think, are set to take the stage in the next era. Perfect example would be helium, right? HNT mining with a radio wave. This thing makes no noise. It uses $5 of electricity a year. It's profitable and has an interesting use case. It's not just like a meme mineable coin or a spec coin with this weird idea and they're building out 27 parts and not a single piece is done. I think we're going to see more stuff like that. There are already some copycats and wannabes and similar projects building that want to be the either next helium or similar or whatever else. Most of those will fail though, so be careful. However, most people that subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel will not fail. Or at least I hope so. That's kind of like my job, right? So I mine crypto full time. Got Bitcoin miners running. I got a bunch of different altcoin miners running in the house right now. Still aim with the VoskCoin YouTube channel to bring leading mining reviews, right? There's still a lot of new miners in development. There's still a lot of money to be made in mined. There's still a lot of coins to stack up. I would really like to see some new projects and leaders just step up into the space. And, you know, time will tell. Hopefully there'll be a resurgence. Hopefully there'll be a pushback against this mining is destroying the world narrative.
In Virginia, Drew Vosk is also looking to renewables. His goal to eventually run his entire mining operation using his own solar panels.
You slap some solar panels on your roof, you can mine for free.
Decentralized energy for decentralized money. A sustainable solution to Bitcoin's growing energy problem.
You know, a big mining farm and projects built around solar. I don't know. You know, we'll see where kind of the green, you know, impact kind of goes and takes us. And I mean, I think it's important to do your part in the world and everything like that. But let's be honest, right? Legacy banking burns more electricity than everything in crypto combined. Another example would be just even the US military. The amount of pollution, waste, and consumption that has alone makes everything in crypto just minuscule. I'm not trying to hate on them in particular, but you know, it's just a quick example that I know for a fact offhand. For people getting into mining now, I think if I have any kind of takeaway message and thing I've kind of learned over the years is number one, you know, put your cash in because you don't start with any coins, right? Put your cash in, profit, pay it off, take it out, get to break even. Don't try to short your timeline. Don't be super aggressive because that's how you can double down, get burned, and just end up losing and have a bad experience. This isn't a get rich overnight. If you want that, maybe you should call Ty Lopez.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini.
But crypto mining is a long game. Get some passion, get some interest, connect with some people in the space, make some friends on the VoskCoin Discord server and stick around. You're gonna have a good time, and long term, year over year, everyone is making a lot of money. But if you make critical mistakes, you get rash, you get hasty, you burn it up, and you piss it all away. That's like the critical mindset piece. As far as actually getting into like what coins to mine, you just got to do your research. If obviously Bitcoin's a safe thing to mine, you need to have proper electricity to do that at home. Watch our electricity guide to be efficient, cost effective, and safe above all things. You burn it out, you burn it all down, it's all for nothing. Remember that. So the next piece, you want to get into altcoin mining, stuff like that. Pick a project you think is cool, buy the miner, stack up the coins, do whatever you want to do. I think if I could leave anyone with anything, is try to contribute, right? Don't just be a leech sucking out these coins. Contribute to the project, get involved with the communities, and make a difference. Otherwise, everything that is mineable proof of work, whether it's ASIC mined or GPU mined or whatever, right? It's all gonna go away. It's all going to go away because if you have no support, you can't stand. That's it. It's just really that simple. Just like the channel fails without you. So I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you liked the video. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're chasing 1 million subscribers, which that's still so cool to say. As always, I do appreciate you all take the time to tune in and view, especially if you watch the video this long. And yeah, and next year I'll have an update on what it's been like mining for about 6 years and how it changed over the last year and whatever else. I'm not going away, and I hope that you're not either. See you later.